Hey friends, welcome back to our channel, where we help you learn about filmmaking through clear and concise tutorials. Today we're going to be talking about storyboarding and shot planning. So let's get right into it. Okay, so in this episode we're going to explain why storyboarding and shot planning are important, the different shot types and angles to consider when planning your shots, some basic elements to include in your storyboards and shot lists. Well, great filmmakers already know what the final scene will look like long before pressing record. Whether you're storyboarding an action film or a dialogue-heavy drama, there are a few shot types you'll probably use at some point during your film. It's great for establishing the setting and the subject's place within that environment. It's the most common camera angle and can help create a sense of familiarity. A low angle is shot from below the subject and can make them appear more dominant or powerful. Blocking refers to the placement of people, objects, or action within the frame. It's your shooting checklist, and it should include the scene number, shot description, camera lens, focal length, camera angle, camera movement, and any other relevant details. Storyboards help you plan the placement of objects, the movement of the camera and actors, and how each shot will flow into the next. When putting together your storyboards, keep it simple. You don't need to be a great artist to create effective storyboards. Stick figures and basic shapes work just fine. Others prefer to draw their storyboards on larger poster boards. It's a tool to help you communicate your creative vision and ensure everyone involved is on the same page. So don't stress too much about making your storyboards perfect. They're meant to be a helpful guide, not a masterpiece. You can even create a digital storyboard using apps like ShotDeck, Studiobinder, or Birds. The best approach depends on your workflow and preferences, so try different methods and find what works best for you. Here are a few elements to include in your storyboards. You can create a shot list in a variety of ways depending on your needs. Once you have a solid plan in place, you'll be able to direct your crew more efficiently, make quicker decisions, and ultimately create a better film. Remember, a well-planned film is a successful film. For example, you could simply write it out on a document, or you could use an app like ShotDeck, Studiobinder, or Boards to digitally create your shot list. Until then, happy shooting. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode of our channel. If you want to learn more about filmmaking, check out the links in the description below. We also have tons of articles, tutorials, and gear reviews on our website. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. It's how actors move and interact with the space, and it affects how the camera moves and what angles you choose. A rehearsal with storyboards can help the crew understand the timing, transitions, and movement of the scene before shooting. Show the main action happening in each shot and keep in mind the overall flow of the scene as you draw it out. Next, think about the camera movement and camera angles. How do you want to frame the action? Will you use a wide shot to establish the setting, or a close-up to emphasize emotions? Plan your shots carefully to ensure you capture all the necessary elements and transitions smoothly. Finally, note any important details. Are there props, costumes, or settings that help establish the story? Mark those details in your storyboards so everyone is on the same page regarding your creative vision. That way you can catch potential problems early on and find solutions while you're planning, not during filming. High angle is shot from above the subject and can make them appear less significant or more vulnerable. Bird's eye view is an extreme high angle shot that can provide a unique perspective and help the audience see the bigger picture. A Dutch angle is a shot where the camera is intentionally tilted to one side, creating a sense of unease or disorientation. Point of view is a shot that shows what a character sees, emphasizing their perspective and involvement in the scene. Over the shoulder is a shot taken from behind one subject with another in the frame from their shoulders up. It's often used for dialogue scenes to show both subjects and their interactions. A medium shot usually frames a subject from the waist up, and is often used for dialogue scenes to show the subject and their body language. A close-up is a shot that frames the subject's face, usually from the top of their head to their chin. This shot type is great for emphasizing facial expressions and reactions. So familiarize yourself with these common shot types and angles, and think about how they will impact your audience's experience. If you go into a shoot without a plan, you're going to spend more time on set trying to figure out what you want. Feel free to experiment and find what works best for your vision. Just remember that each shot should serve the story and contribute to the overall impact of the scene. Not only will your shoot go longer, but you may miss the right moment for your creative vision. Shot planning lets you prepare ahead of time, so you're ready to capture your artistic vision as soon as you step onto set. Storyboarding and shot planning are essential steps to not only visualize your ideas, but also to communicate with your team and save time on set. These are two things that all filmmakers want more of: time and a clear vision. Then show you a few different ways you can put together your shot plans. By the end of this episode, you should feel confident about the basics of storyboarding and shot planning and be ready to use them on your own projects. It helps avoid confusion and wasted resources, which leads us to our next point. Planning aligns your vision with your team. Filmmaking is a collaborative effort, and a well-thought-out shot plan makes everyone's job easier. It helps your crew focus on what's important and ensures everyone's working towards the same goal. Your director of photography will appreciate the guidance when choosing lenses, camera movements, and camera angles. And if you're working with actors, having a shot list and storyboards can help them understand the pacing of scenes and their characters' motivations, especially if you're shooting dialogue-heavy scenes. All right, let's get started. First off, why does shot planning and storyboarding matter? So here's how shot planning and storyboarding can help you achieve both. Planning your shots saves time. Planning ahead also saves you money. Having a shot list or storyboard means you can tell your crew exactly what you need. Okay, now that we know why shot planning is important, let's talk about the basic shot types and angles to consider. Let's start with some basic shot types. A wide shot is a shot taken from a distance showing the full body of the subject. Now let's look at some common camera angles. An eye-level shot is filmed from a person's perspective, usually between 5 to 6 feet high. These shot types and angles are just guidelines to help you create intentional and purposeful shots in your films. Before we get into how to storyboard, let's cover a couple more important terms. A shot list is a written breakdown of every shot, angle, lens, and movement. A storyboard is a series of sketches or images representing each shot in sequence, almost like a visual script. First, you want to indicate the action. What are the characters doing in the scene? There are several ways you can put together your storyboards. Some storyboards are created on individual index cards to make them easier to shuffle around and rearrange. In the end, the goal of storyboarding is to have a clear and concise visual representation of your film. Pre-production is where clarity is born. The more you plan, the more freedom you have on set. The next episode will take your vision even further as we explore lighting techniques for emotion and style.